Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Virtual's protocol. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Jumping into the CoinMarketCap page, we're sitting at a $1.86 billion market cap. If we rewind back to May 2024, we were sitting at roughly $2 to $5 million market cap. And that's when we were talking about this project on our Patreon. So you could have gotten into this back in May 2024 and made a lot of money with virtuals, which hopefully some of you did, even without being on my Patreon. But again, we discussed a lot of low cap gems on Patreon. Make sure to check it out. The circulating supply is sitting at 64.5% out of the 1 billion max supply. And the tokenomics are pretty good here for virtuals. Is this something worth getting into? Generally speaking, no, because it's already went up so much. And even if it does continue pumping, you might as well go for something that hasn't seen that massive parabolic move because you want to make more money. You want to maximize those gains. But that's just me. That's not financial advice. You have to decide for yourself whether you want to be buying into something like this or not. Now, this still does not have a Binance nor a Coinbase listings. So a potential listing on either one of those exchanges could pump the price very quickly and very high. And that is one hope that you might have when you're investing into virtuals at this point in the market. But if we jump into the daily chart, you can see this was a meteoric rise from September 2024 all the way up to January 2025. Let's measure this move. That was 18,476%, which is absolutely massive. That is crazy. And right now we're seeing retracement. We're starting to see the first proper retracement for virtuals. So from that all-time high, we dropped already approximately 57%. And we did give you all of these levels. As you can see, we gave you $2.23. So if you put a limit order here, you could have already went up approximately 80%. You could have sold it. You could have had a nice swing trade here for virtuals. But nonetheless, we are going to continue dropping, in my opinion, if the markets are going to keep going sideways, because people are going to start selling their tokens once they see the market getting a little bit boring, because they want to make sure they're securing at least some of the profits that they made from this massive move to the upside. The level below $2.23 is $1.82, and this is based on the local top that we saw in December 2024. We actually hit that level twice before breaking past it. So now coming back down to retest it as support is a possibility, and that would be a bullish thing, generally speaking, because you want to be retesting previous resistance as support. Make sure to set up some buy limit orders. And then if we continue dropping, it's anyone's guess where we're going to end up. But what I would recommend doing is looking at previous local lows and local tops. And the next one is over here. That would be $1.53. And the one below that is at $1.30. So those would be a few levels for you to eyeball. I'm going to put the price tags here. You can pause the video if it's going to make it easier for you to catch all of this. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. but I highly doubt we are going to be dropping below $1.30, because from where we are right now, that's another 55% drop. And from the all-time high, that is a total of 75% to the downside, which I'm not saying it's impossible. It is definitely possible for something like that to happen, but we need to see the markets crashing altogether if we're going to see that big of a correction for virtuals. And if you're sitting down here at $1.30, then it's much more lucrative getting into it rather than getting into it right now at almost $3 and almost a $2 billion market cap. So once you start dropping towards that $1.50, $1.30 range, it's much more better to get into the project. Now look how overbought we were here. We were printing so many bearish divergences, and right now finally we have come back down on the RSI and we're at these September 2024 levels. So if you're looking at the RSI, now is a good time to start dollar cost averaging. The weekly RSI is still very, very high, but that does not mean we can't be going higher from here. During bull markets, what happens is you get to the overbought, you start retracing a little bit, and then you start pumping and you print even a higher high on the RSI, or you print a lower high on the RSI, but a higher high on the price action. And that will give you a massive bearish divergence signal. So the RSI printing a lower high, the price action printing a higher high, will show you that there is a lack of strength in the trend because of that divergence. And that will be a looking glass into the future. And that should give you an indicator that it's time to start taking profits, or maybe sell your position altogether and just get out of the markets. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. But I'm just saying, because the RSI is so high on the weekly, does not mean it cannot continue going up from here. It can still start pumping and get even way past this top. So be aware of that and be ready, because this is what happens during bull markets. Other than that, there's not a lot we can do here. We can set up some predictions based on Fibonacci levels, but we do need to see a local bottom first, and then we can set up a Fibonacci retracement. Just a general ballpark, I would say $8 to $10 billion is possible for virtuals, maybe even higher, because this could have another massive wave of hype behind it. And another level for you to keep in mind is the weekly 20 EMA, currently sitting at $1.72. That's going to be a very important level for us to retest, which we did back in October 2024, a few months ago, and we could potentially do it again here in January, February 2025. And always remember, the 20 EMA is your support band during a bull market. Once you drop below it, you're essentially entering a bear market for that project, unless it's a very massive correction during a bull market, which we have seen in the previous cycle, but it gets very scary at that point, and you don't know whether this is the bear market crash or simply a big correction during a bull market. That's why you have to be taking profits. At least take out your initial investment. Even at this point, this is a really good point to sell some tokens if you bought back here, guys, in November and December. Just at least take out your initial investment, and then if you continue crashing or you continue pumping, it's free money. It's your profit that you're playing with, not your actual money that would hurt to lose. And I'm not saying it wouldn't hurt to lose your profits, but at least you're securing your investments, and that's the number one rule of investing. You want to secure your investment, your initial investment, before you start thinking about the profits. But that's going to be it. I'm going to stop rambling. I don't want to take any more of your time. Let me know, what are your thoughts on virtuals. Stay safe, everyone, and goodbye.